Urgent, Curry makes a strong statement about LeBron James and Luka Dončić. Stay until the end to find out everything. But before starting the video, leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything about the Lakers. When the bombshell news broke that Luka Dončić was being traded to the Los Angeles Lakers to form an unprecedented duo with LeBron James, the NBA world stood still. Fans flooded social media, analysts scrambled to update their power rankings, and players across the league were left stunned. But perhaps no reaction carried more weight, or curiosity, than that of Stephen Curry, the longtime face of the Golden State Warriors and one of the Lakers' fiercest rivals over the past decade. Curry was in the middle of a light shooting workout at the Warriors' practice facility in San Francisco when a member of the Warriors' PR team approached him mid-shot with a notification pulled straight from WOJ's Twitter feed. Breaking. Mavericks agree to send Luka Dončić to the Lakers in a blockbuster trade involving Anthony Davis and multiple picks. At first, Curry thought it was a joke. Nah. No way. Come on, man, he laughed, wiping his face with a towel. But as the reality set in, confirmed by multiple alerts buzzing on nearby phones, his smile faded into a look of disbelief. Cameras captured the moment for an impromptu Warriors media session. The video, posted just minutes later, went viral almost instantly. Curry, hands on hips, shaking his head with a mix of amusement and concern, saying softly but audibly, "Man, they really did that." Respect for Luka and LeBron multiplied. Curry has always had profound respect for both players individually. His rivalry with LeBron James is nothing short of historic. 4 straight NBA Finals matchups between 2015 and 2018, countless playoff battles, and mutual GOAT conversations that have defined modern basketball. With Luka, there's a different type of respect, one built more on admiration for the younger star's craft and cerebral dominance. Luka represented the future, a generational talent whose playstyle has drawn comparisons to legends while carving his own identity. But now, seeing them together? It was something Curry admitted he never truly thought would happen. If you told me 5 years ago that LeBron and Luka would ever be on the same team, especially the Lakers? Man, I would have bet everything against it, Curry told reporters with a nervous chuckle. It's wild. It's crazy for the game. And yeah, I gotta be honest, it makes life a little more complicated for the rest of us. Strategic concern, competitive fire. Underneath the humor and surface-level surprise was a genuine hint of strategic concern. The Lakers, once viewed as an aging team trying to squeeze the last bit of greatness out of LeBron's career, suddenly morphed overnight into an offensive juggernaut with Dončić orchestrating alongside James. 2 of the greatest playmakers in NBA history, paired with shooters and defenders, posed a nightmare scenario for defenses across the league, including Golden State. Curry didn't shy away from acknowledging that. Look, we've been doing this long enough. Super teams don't guarantee rings, but this one? Man, that's a different type of problem. You've got 2 guys who see the game on a different level. You trap Luka and Bron's cutting. You hedge on Bron, and Luka's hitting a corner 3 to whoever's waiting. It's like pick your poison. Personal reflection, a mirror moment. For Curry, there was also a more introspective layer to this moment. He and his Warriors had spent years as the villains of the league, the unbeatable force that everyone chased. The formation of the Luka-LeBron Lakers flipped that script. Suddenly, Curry wasn't the hunted but the hunter again. It reminds me a little of when KD came here. It's that feeling where everyone's like, how are we supposed to beat that? He said. But the beauty of this game is, nothing's handed out. You still gotta play the games. You still gotta figure it out. A hint of humor. Even amid the seriousness, Curry's trademark humor made an appearance. When asked if he could ever imagine forming his own super team to counter the Lakers, Steph grinned. Y'all know I'm not about to pull up to Rob Pelinka's office or anything, but maybe I should text Giannis. See what he's up to, he joked, sending the room into laughter. By the time Curry wrapped up his media availability, one thing was clear. The NBA was entering a new era. The Luka-LeBron Lakers weren't just a headline, they were a seismic shift. And for Steph Curry, it was both a challenge and an opportunity. The rivalry was far from over. In fact, it was about to evolve into something even bigger. For nearly a decade, the rivalry between Stephen Curry and LeBron James has been the pulse of the NBA. From the unforgettable finals showdowns between the Warriors and Cavaliers to play-in games and heated regular season clashes, the narrative has always been centered around two generational titans squaring off, each representing different basketball philosophies, styles, and legacies. But the arrival of Luka Dončić in Los Angeles shifted that dynamic. It wasn't just LeBron anymore. It was LeBron and Luka. For Curry, that changed everything, not only tactically but emotionally, philosophically, and competitively. The evolution of the Curry-LeBron saga. In the aftermath of the blockbuster trade, Curry found himself reflecting deeply on how far his rivalry with LeBron had come. What started as a scrappy underdog narrative, with Steph's baby-faced Warriors toppling LeBron's super team in 2015, had morphed over the years into one of mutual respect, fierce competition, and historic battles. Back in the day it was simple, man, Curry told The Athletic in a post-practice interview. Bron was the mountain. The one you had to climb if you wanted a ring. Every year it felt like you had to go through him. And now, here we are 10 years later and the dude's still here, but now he's rolling with Luka. It's wild to even say that out loud. For Curry, the longevity of LeBron was already mind-boggling. The fact that LeBron could not only still dominate but also attract a superstar like Luka to join forces at this stage in his career was a testament to his gravitational pull, both on the court and within the NBA ecosystem. Man, I've had to prepare for Bron in 4 straight finals, countless playoff battles. I know what that guy's about. But now, with Luka next to him, you can't even guard that the same way anymore. It's not the same equation. Respect for the king, curiosity about the future. Curry made it clear. His respect for LeBron was deeper than ever. But layered within that respect was a curiosity, perhaps even concern, about what this partnership would mean for the balance of power in the NBA. Bron's always been about elevating guys, getting the best out of his teammates. Now you pair that with Luka, who's one of the smartest, craftiest dudes with the ball in his hands. I don't even know what that looks like over 82 games plus a playoff run. It's chess on a different level. Curry paused, then added with a smile, "It's also gonna be fun though. That's the beauty of this. As much as you hate to see another super team forming when you're on the other side, as a hoop fan, you can't be mad at it. It's beautiful basketball waiting to happen." LeBron the mentor, Luka the prodigy. A part of what fascinated Curry about this pairing was how it redefined LeBron's role. No longer the singular engine of a team, LeBron was now half of an elite creator duo, a mentor figure to Luka, but also still one of the league's most dominant players. It's like, Bron's not passing the torch. He's holding it while letting Luka light his own, Curry observed. They're gonna play off each other in a way I don't think we've really seen before. Not like KD and Russ. Not like me and Clay. This is two guys who can run the whole offense every possession, and they both don't need to score 40 to kill you. Curry laughed for a second. Honestly, it's kinda terrifying if you think about it too long. The rivalry isn't ending, it's evolving. One thing Curry emphasized repeatedly was that this new chapter didn't end the rivalry, it simply evolved it. People always think rivalries mean you gotta hate the other guy, Curry explained. But if anything, this pushes me. Iron sharpens iron, right? I've spent a decade trying to figure Bron out. Now I gotta figure him out all over again, with Luka in the picture. He glanced at the reporters, leaning back slightly, eyes focused. You better believe I'm not backing down. Not now. Not ever. This chapter's gonna be something else. The stage is set. As the interview wrapped up, the air around Curry wasn't one of dread, it was anticipation. His rivalry with LeBron had weathered the storms of 4 finals, roster changes, and the evolution of the league itself. Now, with Luka Dončić entering the fray, the rivalry transformed into a 3-dimensional chess game, with higher stakes, new variables, and endless storylines. And as always, Curry was ready for the fight. By the time Stephen Curry sat down with the Warriors coaching staff to review tape and brainstorm how to counter the new-look Lakers, one thing was immediately clear. This wasn't just another superstar pairing. This was something fundamentally different. Something scarier. It's not just 2 stars sharing the floor, Curry explained to reporters. It's two basketball minds playing at a level where they manipulate everything, the defense, the tempo, the angles. You're not guarding two players. You're guarding two systems running at the same time. The pick your poison dilemma. Curry has faced plenty of superstar duos throughout his career, LeBron and Kyrie, KD and Harden, Kawhi and PG. But this was more sophisticated. Most duos you can push one into being a scorer and make the other a passer, or you blitz one and live with someone else beating you. But Luka and Bron? You blitz Luka and Bron becomes the point guard. You blitz Bron, and Luka's walking into step-back threes or dissecting you with skip passes. There's no safe option. Curry paused, tapping his fingers on the table. It's like every decision you make defensively, every hedge, every switch, every trap, they've already solved it before it happens. LeBron's off-ball evolution. One tactical wrinkle that Curry found particularly dangerous was how this partnership would force LeBron into evolving his game off the ball. Something the Warriors themselves had mastered over the years. When LeBron doesn't have to bring the ball up every possession. That's scary, Curry noted. If Luka's initiating, Bron becomes this 6 feet 9 inches, 260-pound freight train cutting off ball, setting ghost screens, slipping, ducking into the post. That's different. We've seen LeBron on ball forever, but off-ball LeBron is a whole new problem. Luka's surgical precision. As for Luka, Curry couldn't hide his admiration, mixed with concern, for the Slovenian's game. Luka's pace messes with everybody. He's slow, but it's controlled chaos. You try to speed him up and he just waits you out. He dribbles, probes, waits for that 1 week rotation and boom, it's a corner three or a lob over your head. Curry even joked, guarding Luka feels like trying to catch smoke with your hands. You think you've got him contained, and then he hits you with that one-leg step back from 30 feet. Now imagine that, but with LeBron on the weak side watching everything unfold. That's different. Mismatch hunting becomes a weapon of mass destruction. Perhaps the most terrifying aspect for Curry was the mismatch hunting potential. Both of those guys can pick on whoever they want, he explained. You try to hide a weaker defender? Luka's calling for the screen until he gets him. You switch. Bron's bulldozing him to the rim. You drop? Luka's pulling from deep. You blitz? Bron's 4-on-3 downhill. There's no defensive coverage that works for 48 minutes against both of them. Curry leaned back, exhaled, and smiled. I've been on the other side of this before. When KD came to us, we had that same feel. Like, you show the opponent the menu, but every option is bad. How the Warriors might counter. Despite the looming threat, Curry's competitive fire refused to dim. Look, there's always a way. Always. Maybe it's switching aggressively but pre-rotating on Luka's drives. Maybe it's daring certain role players to beat you. Maybe it's mixing zone looks with box and ones. I don't know yet. But you don't survive this long in the league without figuring things out. He grinned. If anything, this just makes the chess match even more fun. The chess game begins. As the Warriors coaching staff sketched defensive schemes on the whiteboard, Curry stood back, arms crossed, analyzing. This wasn't just about basketball anymore. It was about problem solving at the highest level. They think they broke the game, Curry muttered to himself, half smiling. Cool. Let's see if we can fix it. Despite being one of the fiercest competitors the NBA has ever seen, Stephen Curry has always balanced his competitive fire with a deep love and respect for the game of basketball itself. That duality became impossible to ignore when the news broke that LeBron James and Luka Dončić would be joining forces on the Los Angeles Lakers in 2025. On one hand, there was the competitor in him, the side that immediately started thinking about matchups, rotations, and how this move complicated the Warriors' quest for another title. On the other hand, there was the pure hooper, the kid who grew up watching film, obsessing over great players, and falling in love with the beauty of the game. Man, as a competitor you hate it. As a fan? You low-key love it, Curry confessed in an episode of a podcast he guest-starred on just days after the trade. It's gonna be beautiful basketball. That's just facts. Watching greatness form in real time. Curry admitted that part of him couldn't help but marvel at what was about to happen. We don't get this type of stuff often, he said. Two of the smartest, most creative dudes in the game deciding to link up? You've gotta appreciate that. The Warriors superstar has always prided himself on his basketball IQ. For him, watching LeBron and Luka craft possessions together would be like watching two chess grandmasters play, every move layered, every decision calculated, every counter already in their heads before the defense reacts. It's like, you know how in pickup games, sometimes the best two guys end up on the same team by accident? And then you just sit there like, welp, we're cooked. That's how the league probably feels right now. Respect for the craft. Curry went on to reflect on how both LeBron and Luka represented basketball genius in their own unique ways. LeBron's always been the ultimate Swiss Army knife. He sees everything before it happens. Luka's like this European magician with the ball. His tempo, his angles, his footwork, it's ridiculous. Put those two minds together and you're looking at a basketball symphony, man. There was no bitterness in his voice. Just awe. Pure, unfiltered awe. People don't get it sometimes. Yeah, we're competitors. Yeah, I want to beat them every time. But part of loving this game is appreciating greatness even when it's not on your side. The emotional tug of war. Still, Curry acknowledged the emotional tug of war that came with it. It's weird, man. On one hand, you're texting Draymond like, yo, we gotta cook up something different this year. And then on the other hand, you're scrolling highlights like, damn, that pass Luka made to Bron was nasty. He chuckled, shaking his head. It's like being mad at a painting for being beautiful because it's not hanging in your house. Flashbacks to KD. Curry couldn't help but draw parallels to his own experience when Kevin Durant joined the Warriors back in 2016. When KD came to us, the league hated it. But for us, it was just fun. It was basketball in its purest, highest form. I get why people were mad. Now, I'm kinda on the other side of it, feeling what they felt back then. He paused thoughtfully. It's funny how this game humbles everybody. You go from being the hammer to being the nail real quick in this league. A test of greatness. At the end of the day, Curry saw the formation of the Luka-LeBron Lakers as the ultimate test. You don't become great by avoiding the hard stuff, he said firmly. You become great by facing it head on. This is the mountain now, cool. Let's climb it. His eyes narrowed, voice steady. We've done it before. And we'll figure it out again. Fan first, competitor always. As the podcast wrapped up, the host asked Curry a simple closing question. If you weren't in the league right now, wouldn't you be watching every Lakers game this season? Curry grinned. Man, 100%. League pass. Every game. No question. But then, almost immediately, the competitor re-emerged. But since I am in the league, nah. I'll be watching film. Looking for cracks. When the news officially broke, LeBron James and Luka Dončić joining forces in Los Angeles, it wasn't just a bombshell. It was a seismic event. Social media exploded. Group chats across the NBA lit up like wildfires. Agents, executives, players, everyone was scrambling to process what this meant. And no one was immune to the ripple effects. Not even Stephen Curry. The second I saw the WOJ bomb hit, man, my phone didn't stop buzzing for like 3 hours, Curry recalled, shaking his head. Everybody in the league felt it. You could almost hear the collective, oh no, they really did that. The front office panic button. Curry knew that beyond the memes, the tweets, and the fan hype, the real action was happening behind closed doors. Front offices started moving different instantly. It's like the board just got flipped over. Every GM went from thinking, are we a piece away? To, are we even in the conversation anymore? Teams that had been comfortable standing pat, thinking continuity was their strength, suddenly looked outdated. You could tell some squads were like, we need another star now. Or we're cooked. Rumors of trades, supermax offers, and free agency plays spread like wildfire. Curry even joked, some GMs probably didn't sleep for 3 days after that news. Stars react. Whisper networks ignite. The superstar class of the NBA was buzzing just as loud. You know how this league works. Players talk. Group chats, FaceTime, DMs. Everybody's hitting everybody like, yo, you seeing this? What are we doing about it? Curry smiled knowingly. It's funny. Everybody acts like teams make the moves. But man, the players start plotting first. Stars began questioning their own situations. Were they in the right market? Did their team have enough firepower to contend with this Lakers juggernaut? I heard guys were texting each other like, "Bro, we gotta link up. We ain't beating them solo." Curry said without naming names, but the message was clear. The Warriors' war room. Back in San Francisco, the Warriors' front office didn't waste time. We were in the war room quick. Steve Kerr, Bob Myers, now back as an advisor, Mike Dunleavy, everybody. Phones out, whiteboards full. Okay, what does this mean for us? Where are we exposed? What do we need? Curry leaned in during those meetings not as a passive player but as an active participant. "Man, I've been here long enough. I'm not just lacing him up, I'm in the room helping shape what's next." Every option was on the table. Trades. Lineup changes. New defensive schemes. Roster tweaks. It wasn't panic, but it was urgency. Big difference. Curry's honest take, the gap just got real. When asked how this Lakers move shifted the landscape, Curry was blunt. "Let's be real, this ain't a small move. This is the kind of shift where, if you're not adjusting, you're falling behind. This is KD to the Warriors level impact." Facts. But then with the competitive fire only someone like Curry can radiate, he added, "Cool. Let's rise to it. Other contenders feel the heat." Curry pointed out that it wasn't just the Warriors who had to react. Denver? They're looking around like, our continuity might not be enough now. Boston? Same thing. Even the Suns, Bucks, Clippers, everybody's got decisions to make. The margin just got razor thin. Suddenly, every minor roster flaw was magnified. Every small weakness became a giant problem when imagining facing Luka and LeBron in a 7-game series. You can't have slow-footed wings now. You can't have guys who can't shoot. You can't have dudes who can't guard space. Every flaw? Luka's finding it. Bron's attacking it. The fans go wild. Meanwhile, fans worldwide went into frenzy. Jersey sales spiked. Lakers ticket prices doubled overnight. Social media memes flooded timelines, half in celebration, half in panic. You scroll Twitter and it's like, half the league's fan bases are screaming, "Season's over." And the other half is trying to manifest injuries or collapse. Curry laughed. "It's wild to see. But that's this league. Drama 24/7. No ducking the smoke. One thing was certain, there was no running from this. You can't duck it," Curry said. "You can't hope somebody else knocks them out. If you want to win it all, you gotta go through 'em. Simple as that." He tapped the table twice. "Pressure makes diamonds, right? Let's get it." The moment the LeBron-Luka partnership became official, Stephen Curry knew one thing for certain. His usual off-season routine wouldn't cut it this time. "If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll get cooked," Curry said bluntly in an interview with a Bay Area reporter. "You don't fight a new monster with old tools." The mental flip, from chasing legacy to defending it. For most of his career, Curry had been chasing legacy, proving doubters wrong, rewriting the rules of basketball, changing how the game was played. But this off-season? It wasn't about chasing anymore. It was about defending. Protecting what he'd built. Protecting the Warriors dynasty from becoming a relic of the past. This isn't just about one season. It's about making sure they don't bury our era under theirs, Curry said, eyes locked in. If Luka and Bron start stacking rings, that's the narrative, that this was their time now. Nah, we ain't giving it up that easy. The body, stronger, faster, smarter. At 37, Curry couldn't just out-athlete the league anymore. But that didn't mean he couldn't level up physically in smarter ways. It's about efficiency now. No wasted steps. No wasted motion. No wasted energy. His off-season training shifted heavily toward explosive strength without bulk, focusing on core stability and joint integrity to stay slippery against defenders. Neuroconditioning, drills to sharpen reaction time, peripheral vision, and spatial awareness. If you can see the play half a second earlier, that's the difference between getting trapped by Bron or escaping it. Endurance under chaos, simulating game-like chaos where he's running, shooting, decision-making, and absorbing contact non-stop. If they're gonna put me in hell with those switches, fine. I'll be the devil. The film grind, studying the puzzle. Curry's film sessions took on a new obsession-level intensity. "I probably watched more Luka pick-and-rolls this summer than his own family did," he laughed. Every angle, every counter, every time he rejected the screen, every step back, every eye fake. He studied how Luka manipulated low-man defenders, how LeBron shifted defensive help, how both forced teams into mistakes with tempo control. You realize quick, it's not about athleticism with those guys. It's about sequencing. Luka lulls you. Bron punishes you. It's a rhythm thing. If you can break their rhythm, you have a shot. If not, you're dead. On-court lab experiments. Curry's private runs in the Bay Area turned into experimental laboratories. "I tell guys, trap me like the Lakers would. Switch like they would. Hedge, double, recover. Let's simulate it." He even flew in defensive specialists during the summer, rangy wings, switch-heavy defenders, to force himself into uncomfortable scenarios. "If they're gonna try to wear me down in the playoffs, I'm making sure I've already lived that hell 100 times before game 1. The mind bulletproof. More than the body, Curry knew the real battle was mental. When the media's screaming Lakers unbeatable, when the fans are saying Warriors washed, that stuff can mess with you if you let it. But I've been here too long for that now. He dove deep into mindfulness work. Visualization drills, seeing himself navigate blitzes, escape traps, hit daggers over Luka or Bron. Breathing work for in-game calm, regulating heart rate even in fourth-quarter chaos. Mental fatigue training, simulating decision-making under exhaustion, knowing that's exactly when the Lakers would try to break him. If their plan is to grind me down, cool. Let's see who breaks first. The chess move nobody sees coming. But Curry wasn't just preparing himself. He was preparing a counterpunch nobody expected. Everybody's watching the Lakers. Cool. But what if I told you, we've got something cooking they ain't ready for? Rumors floated, whispers of a surprise trade, a player development leap, or a tactical adjustment that would flip the script. Curry smiled but wouldn't say more. "Let's just say, checkers is cute, but we play chess. No fear. No surrender." As the off-season wrapped up, reporters asked him if he felt overwhelmed by what the Lakers built. His response was ice cold. "Scared? Nah. I respect it. But I ain't scared of nobody." He paused then grinned. "If you're gonna come for the king, you better not miss." The arena buzzed with electricity the night the Warriors hosted the Lakers. This wasn't just a regular season game, it was the first true test of what many called the superduo era. Fans packed the stands, media circled the court like vultures, and the air was thick with anticipation. Stephen Curry arrived early, his routine calm but his mind razor sharp. "This is what we live for," he thought. The moment where all the preparation meets reality. The hype machine. In the hours leading up to tip-off, every network ran countdowns. Social media exploded with clips of LeBron's post moves and Luka's handles. Analysts debated whether the Warriors had any chance. Curry knew the spotlight was heavy. But it was also fuel. Pressure? Nah. This is energy. Let's go. The opening bell. Tip-off was crisp. The Lakers came out aggressive, Luka orchestrating pick and rolls, LeBron moving like a coiled spring off the ball. The Warriors responded with high-intensity defense, switching quickly to counter the Lakers' mismatch hunting. Curry's first few touches were cautious but calculated, probing, feeling out how the defense shifted with LeBron lurking in help, Luka pulling defenders with crafty screens. The tactical war. Both teams traded baskets, but the Lakers clearly tried to impose their will early. Curry noticed the traps, the double teams, the relentless physicality designed to wear him down. They're testing the new me, Curry thought. Let's see if the offseason paid off. Every possession was a mini chess match. Curry used his quick release and footwork to navigate traps. The Warriors' role players spaced the floor perfectly to create driving lanes and open threes. LeBron and Luka's chemistry on display. LeBron and Luka's connection was undeniable, pick and rolls executed with telepathic precision, backdoor cuts timed to perfection. Curry respected their skill but felt the weight of the challenge intensify with every possession. This is what greatness looks like, he admitted after the game. But greatness is meant to be challenged. The moment that defined the night. Midway through the fourth quarter, with the game tied and the tension suffocating, Curry found himself trapped by LeBron and a charging Luka. Instead of panicking, he pulled out a move he'd rehearsed countless times in the offseason. A no-look pass behind his back to a cutting teammate who drained the three. The crowd erupted. The Lakers bench looked stunned. "That was the moment I knew," Curry later said. "We're not just here to compete. We're here to win." The final stretch. The game came down to the wire. Curry and LeBron traded clutch shots. Luka kept slicing through defenses. The lead changed hands multiple times, each possession magnifying the stakes. When the buzzer finally sounded, the Warriors had eked out a narrow win. But it was clear this was just the beginning of a rivalry that would define the season, and possibly an era. Post-game reflections. In the locker room, Curry was reflective but focused. "Tonight was a test. We passed. But the mountain is still ahead. They're gonna come back harder. We gotta stay ready." He smiled when asked if this one made him feel like the old Warriors dynasty was back. "It's not about nostalgia. It's about today, tomorrow, and the future. We're not done writing this story yet." The 2025 NBA season quickly became defined by one storyline above all others: the titanic clash between Stephen Curry's Golden State Warriors and the newly supercharged Los Angeles Lakers duo of LeBron James and Luka Dončić. Early season chess match. The first few meetings were a high-level chess match. Both teams studied film obsessively, trying to decode each other's adjustments from game to game. Curry was in the thick of it, refining his shot selection, tweaking his movement to avoid the intense physical traps the Lakers threw his way. LeBron and Luka continuously evolved their offensive sets, making the Warriors' defensive life a nightmare. "Every game, it felt like they had a new trick," Curry said in a mid-season interview. "We had to stay 2 steps ahead." The physical toll. Playing against two of the most physically imposing and cerebral players meant the Warriors were tested like never before. The Lakers' aggressive style pushed Curry to his limits, with LeBron's muscle and Luka's crafty drives forcing constant adjustments. "It was grind city," Curry admitted, "but it made me stronger. Made us stronger. The role players step up." Curry emphasized that these battles were never just about the stars. "In games like this, the little things win. The hustle plays. The open shots hit by our shooters. The big stops from our wings." Key Warriors players embraced their roles as the margins tightened. They knew beating LeBron and Luka meant every possession counted. Mid-season showdown in LA. The showdown at Crypto.com Arena midway through the season became one of the most hyped games in years. Media dubbed it the Clash of Titans. Curry dropped a career high in points, showcasing his off-season work, using quicker step-backs, exploiting defensive lapses and orchestrating with precision. But LeBron and Luka answered with their own fireworks. The game went down to the wire, ending in a dramatic overtime win for the Lakers. Curry called it, "the toughest loss of my career." Learning from defeat. That loss sparked a critical turning point for Curry and the Warriors. "We had to be honest with ourselves," Curry said. "We couldn't rely on the same old plays. We had to innovate, adjust, and trust each other more." The team doubled down on defensive schemes specifically designed to slow down Luka's pick-and-roll wizardry and limit LeBron's impact in the paint. Leadership under pressure. Curry's leadership was crucial throughout the season. He remained the steady hand guiding the Warriors through fatigue, media pressure, and physical battles. "Steph was like a coach on the floor," one teammate said. "Always calm, always confident, always pushing us to be better." Fan and media frenzy. As the rivalry heated, the league's global fan base followed every move. Jersey sales, social media trends, and betting lines all centered around the Warriors-Lakers saga. "It felt like the whole world was watching," Curry said. "But we just focused on the game. One possession at a time." The season's defining narrative. By the season's final stretch, it was clear, this wasn't just a rivalry. It was a defining narrative for the NBA's present and future. LeBron and Luka built a monster, Curry reflected. But we were ready to fight back. This season was our proving ground. The 2025 playoffs arrived with the NBA world on edge. The Warriors and Lakers, having carved a fierce rivalry all season, were on a collision course once again, this time with everything on the line. The build-up, media frenzy and mental warfare. As the series approached, the media blitz was relentless. Headlines screamed about the battle for the throne, old guard versus new dynasty, and the king and the prodigy versus the chef. Curry embraced the spotlight, keeping his focus razor sharp. "I tuned out the noise," Curry said. "It's just basketball. But make no mistake, this is personal." Game 1, setting the tone. The first game was a masterclass in intensity. Both teams exchanged blows, Curry dropping clutch threes, LeBron attacking the rim with ferocity, Luka slicing defenses with precision. Late in the game, Curry hit a cold-blooded step-back jumper over Luka to take the lead. "That shot was years in the making," Curry said afterward. "In that moment I was telling the league, we're here to stay." The emotional swings. The series swung like a pendulum. Momentum shifted with every game, big plays, controversial calls, and moments of brilliance. LeBron's veteran savvy was on full display, while Luka's youthful explosiveness dazzled fans. Curry's calm leadership anchored the Warriors through the storm. Warriors' tactical mastery. Coach Steve Kerr and Curry worked tirelessly on schemes to counter the Lakers' dual threat. Defensive rotations, pick-and-roll coverages, and strategic substitutions kept the series a chess match. "Every possession mattered," Curry said. "We were fighting for every inch." The defining moment. In Game 7, with seconds left and the score tied, Curry found himself guarded by both LeBron and Luka. With poise, he faked a drive, stepped back beyond the arc, and released a perfect three-pointer, the shot that would seal the Warriors' victory in the series. The arena erupted. "That shot, it wasn't just for me," Curry reflected. "It was for every teammate, every fan, and every doubter." Legacy sealed. The Warriors' win sent shockwaves through the league. "This series defined a generation," Curry said. "LeBron and Luka pushed us to be better. And in the end, we proved who we are." LeBron, ever the competitor, congratulated Curry post-series, calling it one of the greatest battles I've ever had. Luka vowed to come back stronger, promising the rivalry was far from over. Looking forward. As the dust settled, Curry reflected on what this rivalry meant beyond basketball. "It's about respect. It's about legacy. And it's about the love of the game that drives us all," he said. "No matter what happens next, these moments will live forever." With the Warriors' hard-fought playoff victory over the Lakers, the 2025 season closed on a high note, but the story was far from over. Stephen Curry, LeBron James, and Luka Dončić had not only battled on the court, they had shaped the narrative of an entire generation in the NBA. Reflection on the war. In the quiet aftermath of the series, Curry took time to reflect deeply on what had transpired. "It wasn't just about basketball," he said in a rare, candid interview. "It was about legacy, respect, and pushing each other to new heights. LeBron and Luka brought out something in me I hadn't tapped into before." LeBron echoed this sentiment, praising the fierce competition. "When you face someone like Steph in his prime, it makes you elevate your game. It's a battle of wills and skill. That's what great players do, they bring out greatness in others." Luka's growth. For Luka Dončić, the series was a defining chapter in his career. "Playing against legends like LeBron and Curry, I learned what it means to be great," Luka said. "It pushed me to work harder, to improve my game mentally and physically." His vow to return stronger set the stage for what promised to be an enduring rivalry. The ripple effect on the NBA. The intensity and drama of the Warriors-Lakers playoff series electrified the league. Attendance soared, ratings peaked, and a new generation of players cited Curry, LeBron, and Luka as inspirations. They showed what basketball can be, a blend of artistry, intelligence, and heart, an NBA analyst said. This rivalry helped the league grow globally in ways we hadn't seen before. Curry's role as a leader off the court. Beyond the hardwood, Curry embraced his role as a mentor and ambassador for the game. He launched initiatives to support young athletes, focusing on leadership, mental toughness, and resilience, lessons he distilled from his battles with LeBron and Luka. The game is bigger than any one player, Curry said. It's about the next generation and what they can build. Looking ahead, what's next? Though the 2025 season was over, the rivalry was far from finished. Curry, LeBron, and Luka each knew the landscape of the NBA was shifting, and that they had a part to play in shaping its future. "We've set a standard," Curry said with a smile. "And it's up to us to keep pushing it higher." A new era dawns. As the off-season began, speculation swirled about trades, rising stars, and what the next chapter would bring. One thing was clear: the battle between Curry, LeBron, and Luka had ignited a new era of basketball, one defined by excellence, fierce competition, and mutual respect. As the dust settled from the epic 2025 season, the story of Stephen Curry, LeBron James, and Luka Dončić transcended the game itself. Behind the fierce competition was a complex web of respect, friendship, and the shared pursuit of greatness. The unlikely brotherhood. Despite their battles on the court, Curry, LeBron, and Luka developed a deep mutual respect. In interviews and off-court encounters, the trio revealed a surprising camaraderie born from shared experiences: the pressures of superstardom, the grind of the season, and the weight of expectations. LeBron once said, "Steph and Luka are relentless competitors but also some of the most genuine guys I know. We push each other to be better, on and off the court." Moments of mutual admiration. After tough games, it was common to see moments where Curry and LeBron exchanged words of encouragement or where Luka would seek advice from his veteran counterparts. During a charity event, Curry remarked, "LeBron's taught me a lot about longevity and leadership. And Luka, watching his fearlessness reminds me of why I fell in love with this game." The rivalry as a catalyst. Their rivalry wasn't just about winning, it sparked innovation in playing styles, training methods, and team strategies league-wide. Teams around the NBA adapted their defenses and offenses inspired by the ways these three stars challenged each other. Coaches dissected their games endlessly to find ways to counter or emulate their tactics. Impact beyond basketball. All three players became ambassadors for the sport globally. Curry's philanthropic work, LeBron's activism, and Luka's rise as an international icon showed the profound influence athletes can have beyond the court. "We're here to inspire, to give back," Luka said. "Basketball gave us a platform. Now it's our responsibility to use it well." The human struggles. Despite the spotlight and fame, the trio shared vulnerabilities: injuries, media scrutiny, and the constant pressure to perform. Curry's struggles with ankle injuries, LeBron's battle against aging, and Luka's quest for consistency reminded fans that even legends face human challenges. "It's not always easy," Curry confessed, "but knowing I'm not alone in that fight helps." Looking toward tomorrow. As they looked to future seasons, the trio acknowledged their roles as torchbearers for the next generation. "We want to set a standard, for work ethic, for character, for the love of the game," LeBron said. "And when our time comes, we hope the next stars carry that forward." The sun was setting on the 2025 era, but the impact of Stephen Curry, LeBron James, and Luka Dončić would shine brightly for decades to come. Their fierce rivalry had evolved into a story of legacy, inspiration, and transformation in basketball history. A legacy beyond championships. While championships and stats were monumental, the trio knew their greatest legacy was far bigger than trophies. Curry reflected, "It's not just about rings or records. It's about changing the way the game is played, inspiring kids worldwide, and showing what's possible with hard work and heart." LeBron agreed, adding, "We've been blessed to compete at the highest level, but what matters most is the impact we leave off the court, in communities, in lives, in the culture." Redefining greatness. Each player had redefined what greatness meant in their own way. Curry's revolutionizing of the three-point shot forever changed offensive strategies. LeBron's combination of power, skill, and leadership set a new standard for all-around excellence. Luka's creativity and versatility heralded the next wave of international stars. Together they symbolized the evolving face of basketball, diverse, dynamic, and global. Passing the torch. As the years progressed, all three became mentors to rising stars, investing time and wisdom into the future. Curry's off-season training camps became legendary, LeBron's mentorship programs empowered young athletes, and Luka's international clinics connected basketball communities worldwide. A new era inspired. Thanks to their battles and brotherhood, a new generation grew up inspired, not just to emulate but to innovate. Young players dreamed bigger, trained harder, and carried forward the spirit of relentless competition balanced by respect and humility. The final word. In a joint interview reflecting on their journey, Curry summed it up best. "We started as competitors, became brothers in battle, and now we're custodians of a legacy. The game gave us everything, and we gave everything back. That's the story we're proud to tell." LeBron and Luka nodded in agreement, a silent vow that the journey was far from over, but that this chapter was one for the ages. The end of one era is just the beginning of another.